All right, so let's break this down because none of it went according to plan. Democrats just took another hit after seeing the unedited footage from those narco-terrorist airstrikes, and the reaction inside that classified briefing was nothing like what they expected. Chuck Schumer walked in, he was talking tough, promising to take action and demanding accountability. And he walked out acting like none of it had ever happened. Suddenly the fight was gone. And he wasn't alone in this entire thing. There were other Democrats that were going into the office demanding all these answers from Pete Hegseth, warning he'd face charges once Trump leaves office. And now they're going to get to go into the office. And I'm about to show you the before and the after, what they claim they were going to do and what happened the moment the door is opened. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to want to see this. As always, the best way to show your support and that you enjoy the content is by smashing that thumbs up. That tells me you like the video, and subscribe for more breakdowns like this.
Now, finally, this afternoon, Secretaries Hegseth and Rubio and top officials will brief the Gang of Eight, and I'll be there. I plan to confront Secretary Hegseth on exactly what the hell is going on in the Caribbean. I plan to demand Secretary Hegseth give the total, unedited videos of what happened in the September 2nd boat strikes. Trump originally agreed to do this, but now they're afraid. What's Hegseth hiding? And second, I will demand of Rubio and Hegseth what the hell is going on in the Caribbean and in Venezuela. What are their plans? How far do they plan to go? Trump has already talked about Venezuela waters and even going attacking Venezuela on land. How far do they intend to go? And when Trump says these crazy things, does he really mean them? And will he drag America into an endless war? It's about getting truth for the American people. The American people are entitled to see the unedited videos. Last week, Trump said he'd have no problem releasing the videos. Then yesterday, he walked back his statement, claiming he said it was fake news. You know, this guy's amazing. He said it. It's on the air. Millions saw it. And now he says it's fake news, even though he said it. It means he's a fake. Let's be clear. The only way to bring clarity is to release the full unedited tapes. That's why the NDA included a provision requiring the Pentagon to hand the tapes over. If they don't, Pete Hegseth's travel budget gets slashed 25%.
First off, this is all performance. You just heard it. It's all performance. Here's the reality. The president is hitting drug running boats in international waters, right along the Caribbean trafficking corridors everyone in Washington pretends not to know about. He has the clear authority to do it. That's number one. And he hasn't put American troops on the ground. That should also be known. He's already said he won't put troops on the ground. And so as far as he's concerned, there's nothing Congress needs to sign off on. Let's get all that out the way right now. If he needed to announce we're going to launch a full-scale war with Venezuela, okay, then Congress gets involved at that point. But that's not the situation. So maybe before Chuck Schumer tries to play the wise statesman, he should take a look at his own party's very messy foreign policy history, and maybe even just the thought, focus on doing something that actually helps the American people. Here's the worst part. After all of that, all of the bravado, after all of the pounding on the table about what he was going to do, look at Chuck Schumer the moment he came back from viewing the unedited footage. And you tell me, did he keep the same energy?
Okay, it was a very unsatisfying briefing. I asked Secretary Hegseth, Secretary of Defense Hegseth, would he let every member of Congress see the unedited videos of the September 2nd strike? His answer, we have to study it. Well, in my view, they've studied it long enough, and Congress ought to be able to see it. I told him that every member of Congress, so many members of Congress, Democrat and Republican, had a right to see it, wanted to see it, and should see it. In terms of Venezuela, I asked them what their strategy is and what they were doing. Again, did not get satisfying answers at all.
Wow. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call moving the goalposts, because the energy he had before compared to the energy he had after, it's clear Chuck did not get what he was hoping for when he finally saw the footage. And let me say this, Congress is useless most of the time. And that's on both sides. I'll explain that and show you a little later on. They had plenty of time to waste on theatrics like this instead of actually voting on legislation and doing the work the American people need. And so now let's go to Hakeem Jeffries, a man who apparently still can't understand how striking narco-terrorist boats, smuggling drugs into the country actually keeps Americans safe. Take a listen.
Leader Jeffries, let's shift gears here and talk about these strikes of alleged drug boats off the coast of Venezuela, in particular the one on September 2nd that has received so much scrutiny because it was hit multiple times and there were survivors seen clinging on the side of the boat. There was a Gang of Eight briefing yesterday. You participated in it. Defense Secretary Hegseth, Secretary of State Rubio, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Dan Kane, others were involved. Tell us, as you can, what you heard yesterday. Did you see that second video? Did you have some of your questions answered? If not, what remain?
Well, I still haven't seen any evidence that justifies these strikes, which we believe are extrajudicial in many instances. We're still trying to determine the basis of the authority for carrying out these strikes that have been taking place and the overall rationale in terms of promoting the safety and the national security of the American people.
Yeah, Democrats are doing everything they can to pick a fight with the president on this issue. And honestly, it's really embarrassing at this point. They're acting like they have no idea what's on those boats, as if narco-terrorist vessels in the Caribbean are some kind of mystery cruise ships drifting around for fun. They know what's on those routes and they know who's running them. But it's good for the performance to pretend as if they don't. And instead of focusing on the actual threat, the drug cartels pumping poison into American communities, they've chosen this as the hill they want to die on. Out of all the things the president does that they claim to hate, this is the one they elevate into a national crisis. It really shows you exactly where the Democrats' priorities are. We're all well aware the war on drugs has been going on for decades now. And so the mere fact that the president is willing to take a different approach, I personally commend it. But here's another Democrat, Chris Coons, who beclowns himself while defending narco-terrorists. Take a listen.
When this story broke, when it burst into public view in the Washington Post report about the vessel being on fire from bow to stern, about 2 shipwrecked people, many of the military experts that have been on this program pointed us and our viewers to the Law of War Manual, which has as its specific example of the line in the Law of War Manual being shipwrecked people. Is there anything in the video that makes that not more any less stark? I mean, these seem like, from Democrats and Republicans who've seen the video, say for Tom Cotton, shipwrecked people.
It certainly seemed that way to me. But, Nicole, what matters here is less what you see in the video than the analysis, the assumptions. And that's all rooted in the policy decisions made to equate trafficking cocaine with attacking America.
Wow. I mean, wow. He said, well, it's not about the video. It's the assumption they were trafficking cocaine, not attacking America. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is somehow an elected official, and he seems to believe that the only way you can attack America is a direct threat, that you can't attack America from within, from the inside out, using drugs to kill people, make them less effective. Wow. Wow. The hill you choose to die on is this one, as the Democrats. And that's a real problem right there. All this energy spent creating doubt, all this time attacking the people, actually trying to solve this issue. That brings me to something that the voters across this entire country already understand, and what I was mentioning earlier. And that's the fact that Congress, on both sides of the aisle, they're completely useless. This is Mark Mitchell. Rasmussen reports, and he says something interesting. It blows my mind that Republicans have an investigation into Hegseth wasting drug terrorists, but not Hunter's laptop, Seth Rich, Pharma Murder, Ag Blue, January 6th, Reddit, election integrity, Ukraine corruption, Epstein, CCP spying, insider trading, tech election interference, etc. Republicans are squandering this opportunity they have right now to prove to the American people, not the president. The president has been doing everything he can with a full 24-hour day. I mean, goodness. Republicans, though, they are squandering their opportunity. And we're going to see what they end up doing between now and the midterm. But he can't do it all alone. President Trump can't do everything by himself as far as getting the job done for the American people. And Republicans need to get off their butt and actually pass some legislation and actually support the president with what he's trying to do to fix this country.
And this proposal had the support of Democrats and Republicans, including Wicker, including Republicans in the House and Senate. It shows you that both parties are united that these videos ought to be released so the American people can see them. Congress is united in demanding transparency. I strongly support this provision, fought to keep it in the bill. Trump, Hegseth, Rubio must do the right thing. And they all must release the tapes and tell the American people the truth the people deserve to hear.
And so let me close with this, because it's not just Democrats who are causing problems here. Republicans are failing too. And honestly, their failure hurts the president even more, because Democrats opposing him is predictable, expected. It's a part of the game, you could say. But when Republicans won't stand up, won't defend the mission, won't explain to the American people why these actions matter, that's when the president ends up looking like he's out here doing everything alone. And that's dangerous. When Republicans don't do their job, they weaken the presidency. And Congress needs to stop wasting time and actually start to get things done, because they create the illusion that the president is controversial when he's actually doing the obvious responsible thing, stopping drugs before they ever hit our shores. And so, yes, Democrats are playing politics. That's expected. But Republicans who refuse to back the president when it counts, they're doing real damage. They're slowing down progress. And if they're not willing to fight alongside the president, then I say maybe they shouldn't be in the fight at all. But those are my thoughts. Drop your comments down below. As always, the best way to show your support is by smashing that thumbs up. That tells me you like the video, and subscribe for more breakdowns like this.